Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing 10 hacks for keeping organised as a busy mum. It is so hard to keep organised when you are a mum and you are busy. I'd have to say I'm probably not the most organised person at the moment. I have a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old, so I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things after having a new baby. But I do know that if I was to keep organised with the things I'm going to share today, my life would be so much simpler. I'd be able to get things done a lot quicker and I'd probably save myself some money in the long run. So it is so good to keep to these things and to keep organised, and I know how important it is, and I know it sounds a bit boring sometimes to keep organised. You know, some people just like to go with the swing of things, but it does make your life a little bit easier, and I feel that if you are organised you can just do things at the spur of the moment because everything else in your life is organised. I'm so excited to do this video. I am doing it in collaboration with another YouTuber. Her name is Jen and she is a long-time friend. I knew Jen long before I even saw her on YouTube, and I used to follow her on her blog, and I was so excited every time she posted something because she's got some amazing ideas. Her channel is called 1,000 Words. You should go and check her out. She has some amazing ideas. She shares all the things that she does with her family, but she has some amazing ideas for organisation and home decor, and she does it all on a budget. You know, she doesn't have masses of money that she's going spending out and getting her home as she wants it. She does everything on a budget and she's just amazing. So you should go and check her out. But I am so excited to do this video with her. She is probably one of the most organised people that I know, although she probably thinks that she's not very organised sometimes. But when I think of someone who is organised, I always think of Jen, and I know she has some really clever ideas to keep organised. So I'm really excited to do this video with her today. Because we aren't able to do it together, which is such a shame. I would have loved to have done this video with her in person, but she lives in New Zealand and I'm here in the UK. So what we've planned to do is I will have 5 of my hacks on Jen's channel and Jen will have 5 of her hacks on my channel, so you get to meet her. So go and check her channel out after you've watched my video, and go and check out her video so you can see my other 5 hacks. So in total there will be 20 hacks to keep organised, which hopefully by the end of these 2 videos you should know exactly how to keep organised. So we'll just get straight into it. So my first hack is called the OneTouch Method. I first heard of this method on Emily Norris's channel. She is another YouTuber, and when I heard it and she explained what it was, I realised I've been doing this for pretty much my whole life. I used to do it as a teenager, and the idea is that you don't put something down when you could put it straight where it's meant to be. So when you come home after a day out, when you take your coat off, go and hang it up where it's meant to be. Don't just throw it on the end of the stairs or throw it on the sofa. Go and put it exactly where it's meant to be. Same with your shoes. Instead of throwing them on the floor, put them onto the shelf. Or if you've got a dish from dinner, instead of putting it onto the side and then moving it to the sink and then moving it into the dishwasher, put it straight into the dishwasher. And the idea is that you're saving yourself time. You know, you could save yourself 5-10 minutes by doing the job straight away rather than moving things around the house, which will take a heck of a lot longer than just doing the job straight away.
My next tip is to forego your linen cupboard and store your bedding in each room where it will be used. So put together a set of duvet cover, sheet, pillowcases, whatever you will need to dress the bed. Put one set together and then store that in the room where you'll be using it. So in each of our bedrooms we have our bed linen stored on a shelf in the wardrobe, and it's just right there. When I change the bed, I don't need to go looking for it in a linen closet, and I've freed up an entire closet in my hallway to store other things in, like craft things and my sewing machine and odds and ends that I didn't have anywhere else to put. If you don't have any extra space in your closet in the bedroom to store your linens, you can actually lift your mattress, lay them flat, and then pop your mattress back down again. It's not going to be bulky, you're not going to feel it underneath your mattress, but your sheet and your duvet cover and your pillowcases are right there at the bed where you're going to need them. Bonus tip, you only really need 1 or 2 extra sets, you don't need hundreds, so that's something to declutter possibly.
My next hack is to meal plan. Obviously many of you will have heard of meal planning and probably do it already. I like to do meal planning so that I can save money and time and stress. It saves me money because I know exactly what I need to buy when I go to the shops or do an online shop, and I'm not overspending buying things I actually don't need. And it saves me time because I know exactly what I'm going to be cooking on those days, and it saves me a lot of stress. When you've got 2 little ones, trying to think of what to cook that night is almost impossible sometimes. I found myself in the supermarket not knowing what I was going to be making for dinner that night, But with 2 little ones, I couldn't think that far ahead, and I couldn't plan in my head what I would make for dinner, what I would need to make that dinner, and I'd walk out of the shop again with nothing, and then have to figure out what I was going to be having later on. And then I tell the husband to bring fish and chips in on his way home from work, which costs a lot more money, and then we're late because he's late, and it just doesn't work. By meal planning, I can plan my week on what days I'm going to be home, so I can make a bigger meal, so maybe more home cooked meal, or a night where Keith is going to be working and I need to be able to do a quick meal, or I'm out all day and I just need something to quickly throw in the oven without any preparation. I find by meal planning I am so much more organised, it saves so much more stress, and I'm not having to think about it. I know exactly what it is that I'm going to make, and if I do need to buy anything from the shops, I'm not having to think about it. I know exactly what I need to prepare that meal, and it's so much easier, particularly when you've got young children.
My next tip is to make things as easy as possible for your children to hang up their hoodies and to hang up clothes that they've worn but may wear again. If you expect them to hang things on hangers and put them into the closet or the wardrobe, that's just going to be a bit of a hurdle that they're not going to want to do if your children are anything like mine, and they're going to end up tossing them on the floor or on the bed or on a chair and not actually putting them away. So I've put these very inexpensive hooks inside my boys' closets, and it makes it super easy for them to store their hoodies. They just hook it up by the hood, or to store their school uniform for the next day, or just to hang random things that would otherwise lie around.
The baby has come to join me. He was asleep, but he has just woken up. But I'd like to get this video recorded and finished, so hopefully he stays calm and he can just sit with me while I chat. The next one is to teach those living in your house where things go and where the home is for those items. You might think it's the simplest idea, or you might think it's logical, but it might not be logical to everyone else, particularly men. Let's face it, they don't think the same as us, and they might think it's okay to just leave their shoes in the hallway or to put their bag in the living room. They might not realise that you've put a storage solution in place, so just letting them know that that is the new storage solution for whatever item it is that they decide to leave in the wrong place. Just let them know, and hopefully they do pick that up and they help you out with that. I have 2 very little ones, a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old, this one being the 2-month-old. So it's very hard to teach them yet. Obviously this one's far too young, but my 2-year-old can help out, but he doesn't understand where things belong. He wouldn't know straight away where something belonged, but he can help me tidy up in the evening. But my husband is old enough to look after himself and to help out when it comes to putting things in the right place, so he definitely needs to pick that up and to take that on board. But if you have older children, getting them to do it as well. I believe a child can learn how to help out at home. I did. Maybe I don't want my children to help out quite as much as I did, because I did a lot at home, but they can definitely learn to help out. My 2 are too young at the moment to understand where things might live, but as they get older they can definitely learn that, and hopefully they will take that on board just to make life a little bit easier and to keep our home neat and tidy.
My next tip is about getting clutter out of your home. So once you've actually made the decision to get rid of something, to donate it, you want to get it outside of your home as soon as possible. If it's lying around, it's just going to create a mess, and you're going to possibly look at the items and have second thoughts. And it doesn't give you that satisfying feeling of decluttering if the clutter just sits elsewhere until you can take it for donation. So if you have a car, I suggest putting a box or a bag into the boot of your car and just stash the items in there. It takes the item out of your house, and as soon as that box or bag is full, you can just drop it off and donate the items.
My next one is to know your limits. Don't take on more than you absolutely can. Being a mum is really hard work, emotionally and physically, and sometimes we think we can do what we could do before we had children, and we can't. Not when we've got young children. Sometimes we can, we surprise ourselves, but we can't do it all the time, and so we just need to know our limits rather than trying to take on too much and stressing ourselves out. It's just no point, because all you do is get yourself emotionally and physically tired, and it's not good for you or your family. If you need help, then ask for help. It might be that you need to get your other half to chip in a bit more at home. It depends on your setup. I'm now a stay-at-home mum, so I do try to do the majority of keeping the house in order, but I can't do it all. And some days I managed to do everything, and other days I've managed to do virtually nothing. And on those days I really need Keith to kind of help out and just give me a little bit of assistance in getting those things done. On the days that I'm able to get everything done, it's great and we're able to have a relaxing evening, but it doesn't matter that I don't get everything done. And I need to be careful not to take on more than I can out of the home, because obviously my family need me, and it's great to serve others, and I'm not saying don't serve others and don't help others out, because it is good to help each other out. But don't keep saying yes if you are already drained and exhausted. Don't keep saying yes. So just know your limits and don't take on more than you can. It's just not worth it.
My next tip is to use hanging storage space to store items that are not clothes. I have extra hanging space in my son's closet and we don't have enough shelf space for these items, so I have hung sleeping bags on hangers, I have hung tablecloths and table runners and that sort of thing, just to get them stored neatly, pushed aside in the closet and not need to put in extra shelves.
My next one is to have furniture in your home that helps you keep organised and helps your space stay tidy. I'm actually filming today in my little boy's room, and it's my preferred place for filming just because it is always the tidiest room in the house. Not that I'm not a tidy person, I am a pretty tidy person, but in the other rooms sometimes we've got clothes laying around, or like the living room's always got a lot of toys, or he's got his little chair and it just gets a little bit cluttered. And surprisingly, even though this is a little boy's room and he has toys in here, it is always the tidiest room in the house. And that's because I've got storage in here. It's okay. I've got storage in here that helps it keep tidy. In my living room and my little boy's room, we have what's called a calyx unit from IKEA, and it's a cube storage unit, and you can put baskets in it or boxes, fabric boxes or plastic ones, and I just love it. It works so well for keeping organised. And at the end of the day, you can just throw things in it. You don't even have to have it organised in there. You can just throw things in there. And because rather than having just like a big cupboard, there are individual boxes or baskets, you can kind of designate a basket or box for a certain toy or for a certain item. Like in our living room, we have nappies in one with the wipes and things like that. And it's full because we've got 2 in nappies at the moment. And then we've got toys in another one, and we've probably got some of our own personal items in there as well. It just makes things kind of stay organised and separated from each other, and I just love it. It just helps so well for keeping things neat and tidy.
My next tip is to let go of perfectionism. There's a quote saying perfection is the enemy of completion, and sometimes just getting something done is better than delaying it and trying to do it perfectly. Just get it done. Good enough is good enough. You may have heard of Fly Lady. She said housework done imperfectly still blesses your family. So try not to get hung up on finding the perfect system or the perfect products to organize, and just organize as best you can, because it's still going to be better than before. And once it's done, you may find that having it done perfectly just doesn't actually matter that much anymore. You're just glad to have it done.
Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you, Jen, for collaborating with me on this. This little one is ready for some food, so I'm going to go. If you're new here and come from Jen's channel, thank you for popping by. I would love you to subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Say bye-bye. I want some food. Say bye-bye. Thanks, guys. Bye.